All right then. Hello everyone. Welcome to another session, another workshop session with SwiftXR, and we're really happy to have you all here once again. Please feel free to let us know where you're joining us from in the chats in the comments, and yeah, can look forward to getting started with today's session. Right. So, once again, this is going to be part of our continuous series on maximizing product sales with immersive experiences, including 3D, AR, and VR. All right, then. So, to get things going for today, we'll just do a quick introduction and we're going to talk about SwiftXR. And after that, we'll get into the little bits that we have for today as well. Right. So just before we get started, I'm Oluwatosin with SwiftXR, our lead community here, and today we're just going to cover, the use cases available within SwiftXR and what you can use it for, and how you can use it for your product sales as well to drive client and customer engagement, and yeah, see how you can showcase your products on your website in AR or VR using 3D products as well. Right. So to get started, let's have a quick understanding of what exactly SwiftXR is itself for those of us that are completely new to SwiftXR. So first things first, SwiftXR is a no-code web-based platform that allows designers, everyone basically, to create interactive, immersive experiences without having to write a single line of code. Right. So it is helps a lot to get your idea from being something you're just thinking about, right, to something that you actually have to showcase, right? It makes it very much easier for us, right? So our core focus is on the non-technical users. This is once again to ensure that everyone is able to create AR or VR experiences without having to know so much about creating this from scratch. Right. So once again, we really focus on the ease of use. SwiftXR is a very straightforward platform to use. In as little as 5 seconds, you can get a project published that you can share with everyone, which is pretty interesting, right? Just to publish your project. And yeah, it's for people that are looking at quick iterations as well. Say you're a developer and you're trying to showcase something in AR or VR without having to go through the stress of creating everything from scratch. SwiftXR can be a perfect platform for you as well. And 3D artists looking to showcase their 3D models online, right? Without having to go through any other means, could just put it on SwiftXR and share it with clients as well. Right. So, but our major focus today would be on maximizing product sales and seeing how we can use a platform like SwiftXR to showcase our products online, thereby boosting client engagement. All right, then. So at the moment, SwiftXR has presence across multiple platforms on the web itself. So, say for example, you're looking to um, showcase your 3D models of your products on your websites. Think Shopify, think Bubble, think Wix, right? SwiftXR is available on these platforms, and we would be exploring some of this today. Also, we have a Sketchfab integration that allows you to showcase, that allows you to get access to multiple 3D models that you can use within your project itself. And if you're looking at animations as well, say you want to have a custom animated humanoid character within your experience, thanks to our Ready Player Me integration, this allows you to do that as well. And say you are a 3D artist and you want to showcase your 3D project online, we have a direct plugin within Blender that allows you publish your projects directly from Blender to the web, right? Without having to leave the comfort of your Blender environment, right? And we are proud recipients of the NVIDIA Inception program. This is where we look at innovative ideas to improve the platform itself. And also, if you have your websites on places like Ucraft, Format, or Squarespace, say you have a portfolio website there, you could use SwiftXR to embed 3D, AR, or VR content onto platforms like that as well. Right. So just a quick rundown, not to bore us so much before we get into the nitty gritty and the details of things. Here are some of the features we have on SwiftXR at the moment. Think image tracking, where you can showcase augmented reality models on a particular image in the real world. We have a web VR component that allows you create VR experiences. So think virtual walkthroughs, for example. And we'll be exploring some of these things as we go on, right? And we have so much more. Right. So, some popular use cases for the SwiftXR platform at the moment. It's used a lot in real estate, in the real estate space to showcase apartments and buildings in 3D. So this can be done in AR or VR um, for clients as well. And a lot of people use the SwiftXR platform to showcase their art digitally as well, which means you can be exhibiting online and have people view your artwork in their own spaces, which is really, really interesting. And also, it's used a lot in e-commerce. So once again, you're trying to sell your product and get people to see what the product looks like before it gets to them, which we have seen in the past to improve client engagement and product purchases as well. Right. So moving on from this, once again, we'll be talking about maximizing product sales with immersive experiences today. And to get into that live demo, we just want to show us a quick example of um, SwiftXR being used for um, a platform that sells products and how you can easily view a particular product in 3D or in AR before you even purchase it. So a good example is Good Living. Good Living is a platform where you can buy um, different devices like this, right? So if you just go over to their products here and say you're just checking for all they have in here, say you click on buy now, for example, right? You can easily view this product in 3D with the help of SwiftXR being embedded into the platform already, which makes it easier for you to see how it might fit into your um, space, right? So if we click on view in 3D here, we can easily see the 3D model of the object here, right? And you can view it in multiple colors as well, depending on the variations available for that particular product. Great. So, and if you are on your mobile, you can easily scan this QR code to see what that looks like within your space as well. Sweet. So, we'll be talking about how to build something relatively close to this as a new um, online store owner as well. So, to get started, we would be using Wix today to do that. And before we do anything at all, let's head over to SwiftXR and just create a simple project that we can showcase, right? And from there, we head over to Wix and then set things up and see how things go. So if you have any questions at all, do let us know. Drop them in the comments. I will be happy to answer them as well. Right. So let's head over to SwiftXR. There we go. All right, then. So let's sign in here and get things started. So um, once you're signed into SwiftXR here, you should be able to create your project. So create a simple, I can create a simple project in here. So let me just do create project and let me just call this my demo project. If I to just create a project here, I can easily go over to the components, right? And within the components here, you have access to different components that you can use to design your project. But say we want something very simple, I could go over to 3D here and just select the augmented reality component. You can either drag it into your canvas, which is this middle part where you get to create everything, or you can simply just click on it and it pushes that in there. So you have three basic options to get a 3D model onto your project. So the first is to upload a custom 3D model if you have one, but say you don't have any. Thanks to our Sketchfab integration and our asset store, you can find a 3D model there. Or in cases where you need a very specific 3D model, you can use the request a 3D model service, which connects you to a 3D artist that helps you work on this. And in beta, we do have a way to scan 3D models as well. So you can learn more about that. We do have documentation on that available as well. Right. So let's search the 3D store here, right? And let's just get in a very simple 3D model that we can use to get things started. So for me, I would start off with, say, I can start with like headphones, right? I can start with like headphones and see what this is like, and maybe something like this, or we could find something decent. Yeah, we could start with something like this. It's a simple product that we could start with, and let's just download this. Okay, so we have this 3D model here. Beautiful. So with this 3D model, what we can then do is we can easily just publish this, right? So once again, feel free to rename project the project URL name here. So you can then just customize it. I could say my product headphones, something like this, and then just proceed to publish that. Okay, sweet. So now that our project is published, a moment. Now that our project is published, we can then one, just copy it and send it to someone, or we can just click on open project here to view the project live. So this is actually a project that is live at the moment. Or if we head back to the SwiftXR editor here, you can get the QR code for this. So say there are some cases where you might want to sell the product physically as well, right? And you can just have a QR code like this where people can just scan it and see. Say you have a flyer, for example, where you're sharing and you have your products on it. So let's say a physical catalog of your products, right? You can just put the QR codes there, right? And with that QR code, users are still able to see what your product looks like without having to buy it yet. So try out before they get it. So which is a very good way to boost um, customer engagement, both online and offline as well, as the case may be. So there goes that. And if we go over here as well, we have the embed project option. And what this allows you to do is embed this onto your custom websites as well. So for more information on this, we have different videos on our YouTube platform that allows you learn more about how you can embed this onto multiple websites, say Format, Squarespace, even platforms like WordPress or even Wix, right? But we'll be covering that today as well, so no worries. Yeah, let's close this and let's head over here. So now we have our demo project. Cool. So say, for example, you have this already and you want to showcase it on your website. To do that, let's head over to Wix, right? And let's create a new um, website here, an online store to sell our products, right? So to do this, let's create a new site and let's get things going. All right, then. So if you have any questions, please do let us know, and we would be happy to answer them as well. So let's go over to Wix, and Yeah, let's set something simple up. Let's say I want to create an online store, or let's say an online fashion store. Online fashion store, and we could call that Swift Fashion Store, maybe something like that. Let's see how things go. Hopefully, we're able to get um, a pretty decent um, web page to get things going, and clothes and accessories, maybe. Yeah, that was a mistake. Um, let's see. I think that should be more than enough. No, let's just get started. Let's just end the chat and continue. All right, then let's see if it's able to generate something decent for us. Okay, so we have our store already, and cool. So we have our fashion store, and let's start with adding a product to our platform and see if we can have products in here already. So by default, there are some products added here for us, right, that we can quickly take a look at. So this, for example, is a product here with images already. Right, sweet. So we can start by making changes to one of these products and use that as our own custom product. To do that, let's get started by just changing a couple of things. So first things first, we could change the images here to replace that with the images of our own 3D model, right? So another interesting thing about how SwiftXR works is you can generate snapshots of your 3D model directly from SwiftXR. So here we could go over to Snap, right? So from like Snap, we can just click on Snap here and we can generate an image of our 3D model. So let me just call this headphone snap, and our headphone snap looks something like this. Cool. So we have something like this. And for more complex 3D models, it gets pretty interesting as well. Sorry, just a moment. Okay, cool. So I can do this as well and try to generate another snap. Okay, so we have headphones snap 2. Cool. So now that we have that, we can easily create a simple design for that as well. So I could go over to just a moment here. I could just quickly go over to a platform like Canva where we have a SwiftXR integration as well, and just create a simple design for that. And let me just do that and get that in here for us. Okay. And let me just get that in here, and we can use that on our Wix website. Okay, I think we've got that already. Sweet. So we have these two basic images, right? Cool. So with that, we can then just get that into Wix. So let's head back to Wix here and we can then just upload the images. And let me just get that here. So these are the two images and we can just upload that and wait for that to come in. All right then. So we have this image and then we can take out this, take out this, take out this. So that becomes the main image and then bring in the second one as well. Cool. So now that we have that, we can switch this to Swift XR headphones. And once we do custom headphones to fit your fashion style. Okay. And then we can just save this. Right. So once we have this saved, we have our headphones saved. We can go over to design site and just take a look at how our site's going to look like. And once again, just with the help of AI here, we can quickly generate something without having to take too much time to generate that. And please let us know if there are still any questions at all, anything at all. Let us know in the chats, and we'll get things sorted out. Okay, it's generating something nice, I hope. Let's see. Okay, hopefully it's almost done. Okay, it's loading up. Let's see what it generates for us. Okay, so we have, well, products. I think that's one thing we want to really focus on. Okay, so here are the products, right? So that's what we get to work with. So let's continue with that design for now. And then let's just continue to the editor and just have a quick look at what we have here to work with. Let's wait and see. Cool. Interesting. So, up until this point, we have just created a new product, right? And let's just wait for this to load. We've not really done so much as to getting 3D content onto our website. And that would be the next course of action, right? So these are the products here that are available within this website. Definitely, we can get to working on that in a bit. So if you go over to home here and go over to the product page, we should be able to see some of the products show up in here. Cool, right? And if we just save this, let's just save this with that name. We can easily just preview it. Yep, this is what it looks like at the moment. Not so different from what we have. Back to the editor. And for now, let's just get this website live by hitting the publish button. And we can easily view the sites here. Cool. And here goes the products. No worries. Sweet. So now, next thing we're going to do is um, head back to our editor here. And now, to get SwiftXR into this, what you have to do is go over to Add Apps, right? And this takes you to the Wix app market. And here, what we then want to do is search for Swift XR. And with that, you should see the Swift XR 3D AR VR viewer. So click on add to site, and that should ask you to sign in to your SwiftXR account, and it should get the details, assuming you've signed into SwiftXR previously, just like we did, to generate this 3D models. Cool. So now we have a SwiftXR viewer component here. So with this, you can easily use it for customizing the 3D models you have within each of your product page. So one thing you might want to do here, say for example, with this, you can just drag this to somewhere um, comfortable, somewhere okay with you in your 3D product page. Feel free to customize this as you want, right? And go over to the settings here. And once you go over to the settings, you would be required to set your project up to either be in the e-commerce mode or the website mode. So if it's in the website mode, it's not going to be connected to any product. It's just going to be a regular 3D model within your website. But if it's set to the e-commerce mode, that means whatever 3D model shows up on that viewer is connected to that product. And I will be showing us how to connect your 3D models to each of your products on your page in a bit. Right, so we'll leave this in the e-commerce mode rather than the website mode because we want this to be connected to this particular product. Right, so let's go over to Open SwiftXR dashboard. Right, and in here, this is where you can set up the 3D product entries to match your 3D model. But before then, let's just take a step back and just save our project right now. And once we do that, you can also access that by just going back to your dashboard here. Also access the dashboard here, and let's head back and see what's available here for us. Cool. So now that we're here, let's go over to our apps once again. And here we should be able to find the SwiftXR app, right? And with this now, if we open this up, you can see a full guide onto how to set up your product page, to add your 3D models to your product page. To get things going, let's just go over to the link 3D product entry. And once you do this, you can add in the link to your product here itself. So remember, we have our product here, right? So if you go over to this option here and go over to share, you can easily copy the link to your product here. But ideally, you can always get it from your website URL here as well. It's the same thing. All right, then. So let's head back to our product entry and let's paste that URL there, right? And let's select a week store product. So it has all the bags, and I believe it updated all the products we had there with the new one based on the actual template we used. So we might just have to quickly recreate that, which shouldn't be an issue. We'll just select one of these bags and use that as our product and then make changes to that product. And once we have this, right, we can then just save, right? And now you can see the product here as well as the bag. But let's quickly make changes to this product itself so we can actually use that within our project itself. Right, so sweet. So let's head back to our apps here and let's just open up the Wix store because that houses all the products that you have, right? So within the Wix store here, we can make changes to, I believe this was the bag we used. Hopefully my memory serves me right, but I believe this was the bag we used. I really do. I believe that was the bag we used. Right. So here we could just do what we did previously, um, bring in the images. So we have them here. And once again, can take this off and we can bring this in. Right, cool. And we can just change the details. Once again, headphones, fashion based headphones. I don't know. Right, and then we can save this. Okay. Once that is saved, we can then quickly just check the variants here because um, we can see what types they have in there. Okay. So these are the different colors that they have in here. Okay. So one thing you can also do with SwiftXR is you can have multiple variants for your product, which is something I would show us in a bit as well. And it has these three different colors here, and that's something we can also have for our 3D models to match the variants. So that way, you can easily do that. So I can delete this variant. We'll look at variants for another clothing item, right? So let's just save this. And then if we head back to the SwiftXR viewer here, hopefully we had the right product selected. Yep, so that shows this guy. And now if we just take a look at this, we have the product itself and we have the 3D model. So what we then need to do is head back to our site itself and then just make changes to our site and publish it. So let's quickly publish our site and take a look at what we've done so far. Just taking a bit of time to load. Okay. And let's just wait while that saves and then let's publish. All right then, so seems our site is published and let's just take a look at this. So we should have our headphones product here now and we have variants for it, which looks cool. So if we click on this, let's try to purchase that headphone and then you can see a 3D model of that headphone in here as well. And which is a really, really cool thing. And remember, you can always change the position of this when you go over to the product page and make changes to it. So let us know if you've been able to try this out yourself or if you're running into any issues as well. Please do let us know. We are always happy to help and get things going. So now we have our headphones here and we can always just view it in AR as well, right? And you might just have to do a bit of tests to ensure that it shows up correctly in here. For example, we're unable to see the QR code here. So this is some of the tests you just have to do to ensure that everything works as it should. Right, but we're able to see the 3D model of our product live on the website already like this. So say we head back to Swift XR. Let's say we head back to the editor here and we want to create another project, right? So let's create another project for our product. So for this, I could say cloth project or say a bag since I think we have a couple of bags in there. So let's call this bag product. And let's open that up. And here, let's create a new AR 3D component, right? So let's click on this, right? Search the App Store. Sorry, search the SketchUp store here. And let's get bag, a really simple bag. Might not be the best search keyword, say handbag. Okay, let's get something decent. Ah, this looks good. And lightweight as well. Not bad. I think we can work with this. Maybe something better. I'm thinking something better. So to make changes to the first 3D objects you get into your project, you can go back to properties, and here you should be able to access the 3D store once again. And then let's just search for that again and see if we can get something a bit more nicer, I guess. Let's see. Feel free to choose to make use of any of the 3D models. But one thing you have to be careful about is the size as well, because the larger your project, the more credits that would be needed to publish it. So ideally you want to optimize as much as possible for your products as well, especially if you'd be having a large number of products. Okay, let's see. Seems that's hmm. Let me see if I can give it another go. There's no food. Okay, let's see. And bag. We might just have to go with a simple one here. Let me see. This one is patterned. Should be okay. Should be good to go. So, what we can then do here is we can add variants. All right. So if we go over to the customization options and hit yes, right, we can add multiple variants to this guy, right, to make changes to how it looks. So at first, we can leave the custom colors for this as the first variant. So let's just hit plus for each and every one of them. And on the second variant is where we then add in a bit of changes to how it look, a little bit of change here, and see what that looks like. So this would be the body of the bag. So we can just rename this to body, right? And then we can move over to, I think this gold bit shouldn't be changing. Maybe the leather bit should change. So for the leather as well, I would leave the first one as it is, then add in a new variant. And for this variant, let's see, maybe make the leather red to start with. And then we can add in one more variant here and say this variant should be, I don't know, a cool color. Yep, that looks good. And one thing I can do is with this variant, I can try to copy the X here, the X code, which is the color code for this, and move on to the actual body texture. And for this, I can then just paste that in here. So we kind of have the same matching colors. So now if we preview this, right, we have the actual bag itself, then we can change the body, and we have about two more variants for the body here. And then for the leather as well, we have this variant for the leather of the bag. Cool. So that means your customers now have more options to choose from as well. And you can always make the variant here match with the variant colors that you actually have in store. So once we have this, we can then try to publish this, and let's call this my product bag, I guess. I could do the trick, and let's get that working. Yep, and our website's done. We can quickly just copy this and open it and just view what it looks like live. Cool. All right then, and if we go over to leather, we have this as well. Looks pretty cool to me. And then we can take that link, head back to our Wix, here, and let's make changes to another product. So I can just refresh this page, give it some time to load. All right, then. So we have headphones. We can maybe change this leather cross body bag as well. So let's open that up. And first things first, we need to generate snaps for our products, right? So let's generate some quick snaps for this. Maybe use this, and let me see, snap. I can generate an image there, and let me just call this um, blue bag, and let's see, and let's do, maybe I could have it with the red bag as well. So this looks cool. And then generate a snap for this as well. Right. And finally, I can then switch back our texture here and then have this, maybe get this from a different angle and then snap that and just call this normal bag. Right. And then I can just head into a quick Canva bit, just like I did with the previous one, and just get backgrounds on it. So that one you can leave to your creative freedom, whatever you would like to do with that one. And let me just quickly get that sorted. So we can have something to work with. So the blue bag and the normal bag. Cool. So let me just download that. And by the way, this is where I'm here, and you could, add different background elements to it, and maybe you want to, you know, make things look a bit more nice. You can add different elements to it, make it much more custom. That's totally up to you. And then I can just download that. And yep, and let me just get that going. And we can get that into our Wix website. So extract all, and let's head over to Wix. And we have a couple of pages open there. So let's add in our images here. So let's upload, and I'm just going to drag all three in here and wait for that. Let's see. Okay, so we have our products here. Let's add them one after the other. Cool. And we can delete this one. Sweet. So now that we have this, we can leave the details as they are. And for the products here, what we can then do is we can have, I think we had red, we can keep the other one as brown, and then we could have, what's that? I think that was blue. Yep, if we had copied that X, we could use the X here, but I really can't remember what that X was, but I'm just going to use general blue color here. So, yep, that works for us. And then we can save this. So once we have that saved, right, we can then go back to our apps and the SwiftXR viewer app here. And once we have that, let's add in another 3D product entry. So to add that in, let's go over to our bag here and we can just copy this link, or rather to go over to the project, close this, go over to share and copy the link here, just so you're sure that you're getting the right link. So once we have that, let's link our 3D product entry, paste this in here and select our product, and our product would be this crossbody bag here. And once we have that, that's pretty much it. So let's save. And once that is saved, we can see the 3D product here and we can change how it looks, right? And if we were to just go back to our website itself, let me just go over to home and go over to edit site, easiest way. Wait for that to load. Let's just give that few moments and let's publish and let's see what that looks like. So let's view our site, and now we should have two products that have been enabled with our 3D uh, models. So we have this here, and you can see what we have this. So if we click on the bags and just load that in, we're able to see the different colors here: brown, red, and blue. You could actually set this up with the actual images themselves. So this is the brown here, this is the red, and this is what it should look like. And if we switch the letter here as well, we could have the red letter bits. And then we can switch the body here as well to blue, and switch the letter here as well to blue. Cool. So we can have that for our bag. So a cool thing you can try out is get some of your products with 3D models, get some of them without 3D models, and try to see ensure there are products that have similar that have a similar um they have similarities in terms of how much sales you're making on them. I think that makes sense to kind of see the comparison and see if your customers are clicking more on this and clicking more on the ones with the 3D models or on the ones without the 3D models. And that can help inform the decision you make on making sure all your products have 3D models. That helps the users to kind of like visualize them and customize them before they actually purchase them. And yeah, that is how you can. This website is live at the moment. If we were to just share this, it would be live for a little while before I take it down. But if you feel free to try this out, let me just drop that in here for us. Feel free to try it out, and you should be able to view it on your mobile and on your PC as well. So that's how you do it. And probably you want a custom domain, obviously. Feel free to do that as well. And you're all good to go. So that's how you can, try to increase your product sales as well by just getting 3D content onto your platforms. Right. So that brings to the end our demo for today. So just a quick recap on some of the things we've done. We did start off from SwiftXR itself by creating our products. We created a normal product and a product with multiple variants. And then we generated snapshots of this product to use on our Wix website. So in doing that on our Wix website, we set up a simple website thanks to the help of the AI capabilities on Wix. And then we added our products page. And after that, our we linked our products that we created on SwiftXR with um, our products that we created on Wix. And with that, we had two different products. So we have our headphones, and then we didn't rename this for the title here, but we have our headphones and our bag as well. and then it comes in variants, and then we published our website, and we've just been testing and seeing how that works. So if you have any more questions about doing things like this or any comments at all, please let us know. We're happy to provide feedback and support as well. And just as a quick announcement as well, and I'll just open it up for questions and answers. Our creator program application is currently ongoing. So if you're looking to be part of a program where you can explore the capabilities of SwiftXR and prototype and create different AR VR experiences while learning along the way, and innovating and collaborating with other creatives. Feel free to join the creator program. It's a 12-week program at the moment where we you get to meet the SwiftXR team, collaborate with other people, do some really, really interesting, cool AR, VR projects along the way as well. So to get access to that, just head over to swiftxr.io/community, and you should be able to get access to that. And I can just pop that up on our screen here as well. So if you just go over to the creator program here, you should actually see it here. So it's swiftxr.io/creators program rather. So we can always get that in the comments for us as well, just so you have easy access to it. Right. So if there are no questions, I think we can call it a day, to be fair. But once again, if there's anything at all, feel free to reach out to us via our support channels as well. Join our Discord. We have a lovely community there as well. So feel free to engage with us on Discord if you have any questions or any form of support you need. Please let us know, and we'll be happy to help out as well. Thank you all so much for joining, and we look forward to the next workshop this month as well, and seeing how we can still, make use of different features available on SwiftXR to maximize product sales. And have a lovely one, everyone, and bye.